let's get to the Rays because you have news on the sale process. And then we also saw today the announcement that no matter how far they go, it's going to be in Tampa.
That was surprising. That was not my story. That was Mark Topkin of
Mhm.
the Tampa Bay Times. And originally, when I wrote about this about, 2 weeks ago, my understanding was the most logical plan was first 2 rounds, wildcard round division series in Steinbrenner Field. And then they'd have to move it out because MLB gives out tickets in a big way or distributes them to sponsors and broadcast partners, a lot of different entities for the LCS and the World Series. And that would make it prohibitive to play in a 10,500 seat stadium. But like Mark reported, they have apparently decided that if they go to the World Series, they're playing in Steinbrenner Field. I don't know how that's going to work. It'll be interesting, but so be it. Now, as for the other thing, the sale, and Evan Drellick and I did report yesterday that is moving forward and that is expected to be completed as early as September. There is an agreement in principle, and the preference of the ownership group is to build a stadium in Tampa.
Was this the back to the, not to dismiss that part, but the figuring out where to play?
Sure.
Was that just a decision made by the owners? Because players are going to lose some money out of that too, because they get part of the attendance from the first 4 games.
That's right. You're absolutely right, Eric. There is a percentage the players get. I think it's 60% of the proceeds from the first 4 games. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah,
but
something like that.
It's some percentage that they get. And sure, when you're playing in a 10,500 seat stadium, the take is going to be smaller. Now, maybe there's a way to make it up to the players that MLB could do. I don't know. It seems to be a unilateral decision. This was not something the players seem to have a say in. So I would imagine there will be some question about just what Eric brought up there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure we know what they're rooting for, which is not that.
So you're telling me if they make the World Series, they're going to play in Steinbrenner Field?
That is what Mark reported. Mark is the guy who has covered that team forever.
I know. We know Topper, yeah.
Yeah, he's great. So, yeah, I would expect that is going to happen.
So Fox is going to do a World Series broadcast possibly from
if they make it.
If they
make it.
They have to make it.
Even an ALCS broadcast.
In Steinbrenner Field with 10,000 people. I'll be calling you for tickets.
And also, from Fox's perspective, I know this because I asked when I wrote the other article, camera angles and view sight lines are not as good there. They're not even close. So the presentation of the game would not be what it would be if it was in a normal Major League stadium.
It's not a good representation to
now,
have
the problem is, guys, the alternatives also stink. Playing in Miami, Tampa Bay fans, maybe they go, maybe
they're not driving down there.
They're not driving down there, and in Miami, people are not going to go to see the Tampa Bay Rays in the playoffs. So then you would be playing in an empty stadium. It would look better on TV. You'd be able to distribute the tickets, but people wouldn't be interested in going anyway. So I don't know that there was a great solution here either way.
I'll tell you this from living down in Miami for years. If the Rays were in the ALCS and they were playing the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, even the Tigers, it would be a trip for people to go down. Yep. And that place would be 80% of the other team, and they would have a full 7-game series of home games crowd-wise.
Yeah.
And that would be weird and ugly too.
Right. So, again, I don't know how they resolve the ticket aspect of this because my understanding was 7,500 tickets for World Series games are distributed by MLB to partners, all the people I just mentioned, the media, the broadcast partners, sponsors, all these folks. 7,500 tickets will not be available for those games because you only got 10,500 to start with. So I don't know how that resolves, but I imagine they'll just have to figure it out.
And then for the other side of the equation here, it seemed like the league was pushing for a sale because it also will help lead to a resolution. At the same time, this new group that comes in, which according to your article wants to stay in Tampa Bay, but specifically in Tampa, not in St. Pete, will have to go back to work to try and get a deal done with Tampa to actually put a ballpark together.
But, Scott, the difference is the government officials in Tampa and to some extent the government officials in St. Pete no longer wanted to deal with Stuart Sternberg.
Mm-hmm.
They had been down this road with him, each in multiple ways, and it didn't work, and they just felt, no. I would expect that once this sale goes through and these conversations start anew, Tampa will be a lot more receptive, and St. Pete might be too.
It's been 20 years. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But for our purposes, your article kind of kills AJ's dream.
You never know. I would
say it's
I
not
wouldn't
dead,
say
but
it's dead.
it is kind of dead because if they don't want to listen, if Patrick Zalewski doesn't want to listen to Orlando, and I don't know that he does necessarily. I don't know that
Doesn't rule out AJ he bringing Orlando into the mix for leverage. And
Yes, exactly.
Once you bring a city into the mix, and I'm not trying to raise your hopes up here,
but
but
my hopes are my hopes, Ken.
once you bring a city into
You're only
the mix,
lower things around me.
once you bring a city into the mix, you never know.
No, you're right.
What might happen.
You're right.
So.
But
Let's do a
here's
little.
the thing, though.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say about that. Yes, it's been 20 years, but I don't know where they put the team in Tampa. I don't. I mean, I know they have options. I just don't know where is a good spot because they want 100-ish acres. Like they want this. What we're looking at, the Battery. And I think this is 100 acres or around 100 acres to do the things they do here in the Battery: the stadium, the hotels, the condos, the restaurants, the bars, all like this confined area. I just don't know where you find that in Tampa Bay.
Fair question. I don't know the geography or the city well enough to know myself, but you don't always get what you want either.
No, I know.
And
I'm aware.
there may not be 100 acres available. They were talking about Ybor City at one point. They've been talking, I think, as well about the waterfront, some area on the waterfront.
Yeah.
I don't know what's available and what's not there. I'm sure, though, that they have ideas in mind. And it just seems to me, and a lot of people have said this over the years, no disrespect to St. Pete, it's a simple geography question. If you're in Tampa, you can draw fans from all the way up I-4 to Orlando. When you're in St. Pete, those folks just can't get
nobody went.
Yeah.
No, it's a logistical nightmare. Yeah, It's been like that for a while. All right, let's hit trade chatter for a few minutes. Anything new with some of the teams? I think you spoke the other day about maybe the Red Sox, the Cubs. Any news or expectations? I know that it'll start to heat up really right after this time period because front offices have to get through the draft and then they refocus, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The Red Sox, what I talked about yesterday was a couple of weeks ago, I would have said they have to get a number 2 starter. Not that such an animal is available, but I would have thought, yeah, that's what they needed right behind Crochet. But since Bayo and Giolito have come on, I don't know that you need a number 2 now. You can get the best available in a lower tier. And one guy I mentioned yesterday on the Fox broadcast was Charlie Morton. And Charlie Morton is a guy who has ties with Alex Cora going back to the 2017 Astros. He also, after that horrible start, and he was kind of the poster child for the Orioles' bad beginning, 3.05 ERA in his last 59 innings. So he's kind of become Charlie Morton again. And the price for him wouldn't be the price as it would be for, I don't know, Merrill Kelly or somebody like that. So maybe that's one option. And it's just an option. And when we talk about the trade deadline, even with the Yankees, as obvious a link as it appears to be with Eugenio Suarez. That's the most obvious one in the world. Doesn't mean it happens. Other teams want Suarez. We speculate, and so often things happen that we don't ever anticipate. Case in point, the Brian Baker trade. If you would have said the Orioles were trading guys, where would Brian Baker have been on the list of priorities? 8th, 9th, 10th? And yet he's the first to go.
That's right. And for Morton, he's getting paid a pretty penny this year. And I know he picked it up lately, but he had a really rough start. They probably don't have to give up much if they're willing to take on most, if not all, of the salary too,
Right.
which is important. And Red Sox fans are going to be banking on that, Ken, because they are still bitter, at least many of them, about what happened with Rafael Devers.
Well, they saved all that money with that deal.
They have it.
Can do things like that and give up less. And that would be a shrewd move on their part. Again, one scenario out of 100. And I know people follow everything that is written and said about the deadline and linking teams with players, but it's fool's gold. We don't know what's going on half the time.
But what's not fool's gold is what you just said about Rafi Devers. That's a lot of money that they cleared up. Is there something out there that tells you the Red Sox could use some of that money? Not some, like a massive part of that money and add something that we don't see?
I mean, Eric, that's a great question. And certainly you can't rule it out because every year there are players traded that we never anticipate moving. This would be the way you're describing it, a high salaried player who probably is under some kind of deal, under a long-term contract extension, whatever it might be. And the Red Sox would simply absorb that player, take him off a team's hands
Right.
with the idea of not giving up much in return. They certainly are positioned to do that. Now, who that guy is, that's a tougher question to answer.
Right.
All right, well, you keep talking about the Red Sox. Are they fool's gold, though, because of the 10-game winning streak? Because now they play the Cubs, Phillies,
Yes.
and Dodgers. I think the next 3 series are coming up.
No doubt.
Was their 10-game win streak fool's gold because they were against the Rays were in there, so I get now, but they were also against some lesser teams.
People see the Red Sox that way. I don't believe they're a fraud. They were going to play better. They have all this talent, and with Bayo and Giolito pitching better, then I see them as being more real. Now, they need more, and they probably need help in the bullpen too, but they, to me, in a weaker American League, are a real World Series contender.
How much was that just you pumping up your game on Saturday that you're going to be at?
Not at all.
Pre-sale ticket.
Yeah.
Ken's into pre-sale ticket.
Red Sox at Cubs.
No, it's
Rosenthal.
DVR. It's pre-DVR.
Mm.
In case you're somewhere and you miss an ounce of.
Because Ken forgot that they can't field the ball, and they just boot the ball all over the place.
Well, that's fair criticism.
And 8 of the 9 players on the team haven't made the playoffs because they were just all in the big leagues this year.
But Bregman's coming back. Solid
That's a
defender.
big pickup.
Story, solid defender. If they play Rafaela at second, which they might do more of, solid defender. In the outfield, they've been shaky at times, but I don't see them necessarily as a poor defensive club as they are evolving.
Scott, you have a Built Rewards card, right?
I do, Kratz. I pay a lot of money in rent, and now I get something for that. There's no cost to join, and just by paying rent, you unlock flexible points that can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and much more. When you pay rent through Built, you unlock 2 powerful benefits. First, you earn one of the industry's most valuable points on rent every month. No matter where you live or where your landlord is, your rent now works for you, and you gain access to exclusive neighborhood benefits in your city. Built's neighborhood benefits are things like extra points on dining out, complimentary post-workout shakes, and much more. Unique experiences that only Built members can access. And when you're ready to travel, Built points can be converted to your favorite miles and hotel points around the world, meaning your rent can literally take you places. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, what are you waiting for? Start paying rent through Built and take advantage of your neighborhood benefits by going to joinbuilt.com/foul. That's joinbilt.com/FOUL. Make sure to use our URL so that they know we sent you.
Here's the real question I want to know. On Saturday night in Chicago, after the game is over, Adam Amin is DJing across the street. Are you going?
I may have to go.
Oh, you're going because I'm going to drag you there.
I actually want to see this.
Yes.
I don't know if people understand what we're talking about. Adam Amin, one of the great play-by-play people going right now, also DJs in Chicago. He does this as a gig, and I asked him, why do you do this? Because Adam Amin doesn't need another job. He does the Chicago Bulls. He does MLB. He does NFL.
Really well.
He said he just wanted to expand his skill set, and he has a great time doing it. We are going. Yes.
Oh, yes, we're going.
Yes, we're going.
He did it in college, and then he gave it up, and he said he missed it. So he wanted to do it again, and I begged him. I'm like, please, we're doing this game.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing I won't be doing. Dancing with you.
Well, I hope not. Are you a sit in the corner guy?
I will be a sit in the corner.
Yeah, he's going to observe, right? He wants to make sure he knows what he's doing. Yeah.
The bigger story is you're working on the A crew?
Well, Smoltz needed the week off after doing the All-Star game.
See, he doesn't. He buries the lead.
When he
buries the lead.
Yeah, Smoltz is going to be here soon.
You're an A guy.
Well,
he's on A crew once in a while.
When Ken allows me to be on the A crew.
He dabbles in the A crew.
Well, it's me, Wayno, and Adam, and then Ken.
Eric,
so it's our playoff.
He has me bringing the head of Fox Sports a Foul Territory T-shirt to hopefully grease the skids for future A crew. That T-shirt might do it.
I understand how this is. AJ's broadcasting career is kind of like my baseball career. A lot of AAA, and then you get up to the big leagues, and it's so amazing. So we're going to celebrate this.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then you got to keep greasing.
I would not compare the second game to AAA.
No. We just don't have Ken.
Pokeball.
That's exactly
at least.
We just don't. Basically, it's the same thing. We just don't have Ken.
That's
okay, so it's a big league game.
Exact comparison. AL East to AL Central, because often the A will do the AL East and the B will do the AL.
The Tigers are going to be pissed you said that.
I love the Tigers. I'm not worried about the Tigers.
What's the guy's name in the chat that he's going to be
Sean.
super? Oh, that guy's
Love
going to
that.
wear you out.
Last part here, because you're going to be on the broadcast, of course, for the All-Star game. In my mind, 2 storylines. 1, we're going to have the challenge system working, which will be fun and interesting to follow. And 2, of course, the Miz getting a lot of love and hate. And he seems like such a nice kid. He was on our show a few weeks ago, but the controversy continues. What do you think of the 2 storylines there?
ABS is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see which players challenge, if any do. I can't imagine players won't. I'm trying to think of a good candidate to do it.
Well, Cal Raleigh was like perfect in the spring training at it. Catching
Cal Raleigh, okay, there's one. But there's got to be a pitcher with a big person. Scoople, I can see him doing it.
Yep. Just first pitch. Just
Yeah, let's go. But that's going to be interesting for sure. And the other thing, The Miz, that's been a fascinating storyline all week. Everyone has their opinions about it. And AJ's going to accuse me of being wishy-washy, but I am being wishy-washy on this issue because I see both sides. I see the potential buzz and the attention that this will generate for the broadcast and for the sport. But I also see the argument advanced by many current players that, hey, you got to earn it. 5 starts is not earning it. Skeens had only 11 starts last year, but this is different. And this is, in the eyes of many players, not the way it should be. There should be more of a base, a foundation. And you got a guy, and I'll just use him as one example, Tyler Rogers. I wrote about him. Tyler Rogers having an amazing year. It's his 10th season. Maybe his only shot to go to an all-star game, and he doesn't get it. Now, you can't feel too sorry for him, but at the same time, I get why players would say this is not a cool thing. I get it.
I
Yeah.
feel bad for the kid though, because it's not his fault.
he didn't do anything wrong.
Misiorowski
Was he supposed to say no?
was he going to say no?
No way.
Exactly.
And
He was
believe-
put in an impossible
he was.
situation, and it's nothing
believe
against him. Make sure it's nothing against
It's not,
Miz at all.
I don't know that any player has said anything along
Yeah.
those lines. And the average fan understands that too. A fan might be offended by this too. But hey, what's the kid supposed to do? He pitches well. They ask him to go. He's going to go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
How
I'm
many
gonna
people
turn it
said no?
down. I'm going to turn it down. I'm just not worthy yet.
How many people said no?
Right.
That's why he's here.
Tons.
Don't
Well,
say
that's,
no.
that's what I wrote the other day.
Don't say no. And by the way, I know you have to go, and the other A team members here, John Smoltz. But
Good.
are you going to dance with Luda tonight on the field?
Who's Luda?
Come on, you don't know who
No,
Luda?
Ludacris, yeah.
No, I'm not going to dance with Luda, Chris.
You and Verducci,
I don't talk.
one on each side. One on each side. You and Verducci.
I dance to other stuff.
Are you on
When-
home or
And I will not be dancing Saturday night at the Adam Amin Fest.
Are you AL or LNL?
NL tonight?
Nice.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Ken, we'll see you on there. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm sorry to disappoint you about
You
that.
don't know any songs by Luda?
I know
He
Luda,
does.
Chris. I didn't know he was called Luda.
I mean, when in the
We're
ATL,
in the ATL, Ken.
this is his home field.
Hey, I have expansive music knowledge, not as expansive on that.
Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play, Ken.
I heard it all day yesterday.
That's how he's going to start his interview. Going to start his interview
Yeah.
with Skeens. Paul, welcome to Atlanta, where the players.
Yes.
Please, please.
Yes.
Not happening.
That would go super well.
Dude, that would be the biggest thing you ever did.
That would be. I promise you, that would be epic.
It would be, but it's not happening.
It's not. It's in his arsenal. Okay, he doesn't have that
Ken.
pitch. Not yet.
Uh,
Maybe in the future. Ken, thank you. Good to see you.